AI generated art, because it has been generated by artificial intelligence and not by humans, it's technically not copyrightable, meaning if you've created a dinosaur image in Midjourney and someone else sees it on your profile page, they could use it as well.
So what are some of the risks of using AI art?
I mean, it is a risk if you're using it and creating, intellectual property stuff, but once you know that, you can stay away from it. So I think that's fine. Some other risks I would consider with AI art is that sometimes the images are not accurate. So we all know the issue with the six fingers and
You're right.
Giving wonky results for more complex stuff. And I think the risk there is that the design might look okay at first glance, but if a customer maybe gets the t-shirt or whatever and then sees that it looks distorted, then they might return it. It might be more likely to return than, say, a Vexus pre-made graphic, which is actually designed by a professional designer. So that is maybe one risk. Also, if you're not upscaling correctly and it turns out that the design is pixelated, or the print is pixelated, I should say, that is a risk again to cause returns or dissatisfied customers. So definitely one important factor is knowing how to upscale or vectorize properly. On that topic, I could also see removing background being a risk, because a lot of people struggle with this topic from what I can tell from my comments. Removing the background can be quite tedious, and there is some tools to sort of make it more automated, but those tools are not perfect. Those tools are not perfect. So oftentimes you will see some of the background has been removed, some of it hasn't. Maybe there's a bit of like foggy edge where the opacity is lower, like 50% opacity, and we all know that doesn't really print that well, or it probably won't. It won't look that well in real life. So those are some of the risks. Is whilst AI gives you great quality designs, it's not perfect, and some of the other steps involved with it could make it more likely to get returns, which is obviously something we want to avoid.
Yeah, good point. I think a lot of people probably see this AI thing and think it's like a push button thing, like, oh, I'm gonna just keep making designs just with a click of a button, but it's a little more involved than that, right? Like you said, you have to upscale it, you have to remove the background, you have to watch for these different things. So it's not like I think a lot of rush that people have come to AI thinking that it's going to be the thing that fixes everything and makes things so easy, where it's actually not as easy as I think some people think. Going along with the risk, what do you think about people say that AI isn't really copyrighted? Like somebody else could use your same design. What do you think about that kind of risk?
Yes, so that's a good question, and I've seen it come up a lot. So AI art, as far as I'm aware, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not saying this is the exact answer that's correct. Like, I don't know exactly, but I think AI art is not copyrightable because it's not created by humans. So typically, if you take a photo, if you draw an image, if you create a design in Photoshop yourself, then it's copyrighted by default, meaning nobody can copy the design without your permission. It's different to trademarks. You don't have to trademark it. It's an automatic copyright that gets applied. With AI generated art, because it has been generated by artificial intelligence and not by humans, it's technically not copyrightable, meaning if you've created a dinosaur image in Midjourney and someone else sees it on your profile page, they could use it as well. Technically, that's how I understand it.
That's how I understand it too.
But here's where some of the things we'll talk about later, I think we'll allude to this as well, is just using the graphics on their own is probably not the best strategy. So once you make it your own, once you make the design your own, then it would be copyrighted. It's just the sole original element. So yes, it is a bit of a downside and a bit of a risk, but it's something I wouldn't really worry about, because there is so many people generating like millions of images every single day now. The chance that someone copies yours is like extremely low. And if people wanted to copy your designs, they would do it anyway. Like, we know this on Amazon. There's so many copycats that literally steal your design one-to-one and upload it to another t-shirt. So you can't avoid it. This is something that some people might be like worried about, but I think it's not really worth worrying about, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's a big thing to worry about, because if you think about stock photography too, or stock sites, graphic sites, like if you go to Creative Market or Creative Fabrica or Vexels or whatever, everybody has access to that art too, and they can use it, you know. So it's kind of the same, at the same level, right? They could use it, and like you said, people copyright. Even if it's copyrighted stuff, the people take it anyway. So
yeah. This clip was actually taken from a 1-hour interview that I had on Juna or Detour Shirts channel, where we covered 11 different questions regarding AI art for print-on-demand sellers. So if you don't want to miss out on all of that valuable information, make sure to check out this video next and subscribe to Juna's channel as well. He's a great guy, has amazing print-on-demand videos, and he also covers different AI tools.